Hello and welcome to HFX Training's interview with Professor Kaye Thorn of Massey University in Auckland, New Zealand. In this interview, you're going to hear about Kaye's experience with using our business simulation, the strategy game, to teach her master's Capstone course. We really hope you enjoy it. Thanks for listening.
Greetings from New Zealand, where it's very early in the morning and cold and wet, unfortunately. I used the strategy game just last semester, so starting in February, going through the semester up until July. Obviously, this was a period of great uncertainty. We started, I should say, perhaps I deal with the Capstone course of the Master of Management degree here at Massey. So we're talking about students doing their final paper of their master's degree. Most of the cohort here in Albany, we've got more than one campus. Most of the students in this campus were international students. We have about 95% international at any one time. This semester, I started the year with some students offshore. So we had students who were back in China who had not been able to come into New Zealand after we locked the borders. And I had students in India, and I had students in front of me in the class. So we had a real mixture right from the start. The reason for wanting to undertake a simulation was that I felt that these students were not getting the experience that the paper was set up for. So the paper was really set up for professional practice. It was meant to be people who were working full-time, studying part-time, and they were in the workplace, identifying issues in the workplace and solving those problems. My students, most of them had never been in the workplace. They were full-time students. We had a completely different scenario. And I felt that they were really missing out on a lot of the extra information that a management student should be getting. So this was when I approached Jeremy at an Academy of Management conference a couple of years back. And I got more serious late last year and we started talking all the time to try and understand it. It's really interesting listening to your presentation, Jeremy, and those words I heard on the first day that made me so very scared about the simulation and what I should be doing and how it was going to operate. And now having been through the system and knowing just how easy it was to work with you through that system, it shows that there is a big area of learning under your guidance that I undertook. Once I decided to use a simulation, I guess the question then was, why did I choose HFX? The key reason I think was because of the level of support that was offered. What this meant was that I didn't have to worry about the detail of the simulation. I didn't have to understand it completely, even though I really did try hard to understand it. But it meant that I was there, I was able to look after the pastoral care for the students as they were going through COVID, as some of them lost their jobs, as they were put into a situation of lockdown where they were in the house with the children as well, trying to manage the study at the same time. So I'm so glad I did go with HFX because that extra support just enabled me to give that attention to the students and to assist them through. I think what Jeremy said about less teacher time, less talk time was a really valuable point for me. It meant, as I said, that I could focus on other things, but the students got a huge amount out of it. I was really surprised by how much they got and how dedicated they were to participating in this. Remember that we're dealing with a class of, I think there were 38 students, and I think 30 of those would have been Chinese students. So I didn't know that this would appeal to them. The rest of the students, I think, were Indian, plus a few from other countries. I didn't know how it would go with the Chinese students, but actually they really liked it. It was interesting to see their reflections on doing the simulation, the number of hours they were spending researching, trying to find out what the terms meant. Their knowledge expanded hugely. And if I look at some of the things that they commented about, things that they liked, I've got here that they liked the improved analytical skills. They liked the decision making. They found the teamwork, although it wasn't always a positive experience, it was a learning experience, and they were pleased to have that. I guess the final thing is that the students liked the simulation game and the way that it changed. There are unexpected scenarios that they have to face each week or each through the intervals, and the students really loved reacting to that and reading up about what they had to do for that, and moving ahead and making new decisions from there. So it was very successful for me. I would love to do it every semester. This semester I'm not doing it, and the only reason for that is that I was told we only had 5 students and no money. But actually it turns out we have, again, 38 students, and I feel they're missing out compared to the students last semester. So my experience was really positive, really enjoyed it, would do it again, and I'm encouraging my colleagues to do it also.
Thank you for listening to this HFX training instructor interview. If you would like to find out more about our solutions, then please contact us at info@hfxtraining.com.